you just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play. And he just clocked it. But the clock wasn't even moving. Well, that's one you don't see very often, a wasted down. Here's Smith now on second down. To the right side, it's Kelsey. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
If you're running out route, it's like you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. Desperation time for Smith on fourth down. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do.
Falling too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody circling as vultures. Negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for the fall of man. Everybody praying for the end of times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse. Pull me like a ripcord. Break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip. Word upon your lip, lip. Rather that you rip, rip. Break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air.
And on second down, the offense gets ready to rock. To throw on second down is Locke. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Throwing on third down, Luck. And this is going to be incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
The punter Lock out there now as he sends it away. Time for a break. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking deep downfield. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. The way he's thrown the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like that there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a third and about 13. What do you think? Play this safe? Just worry about getting OT?
Yeah, don't make any risky throws. It's going to change the outcome. But if anyone slips, take the big shot.
And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's fourth down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. That one goes for 34 yards. And that leads to a New Orleans first down. Looking to throw. They go screen. This is Ingram. Room to run inside the 40. And now running right through it. 23 yards on the play. First down now, but that clock rolling. He'll set up to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9. He has been terrific today, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Running flawless 2-minute drill right here. This has been quarterbacking 101 with a flirt.
They'll look to throw here. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. I'm out here. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. And here we go on 1st and goal. Flushed out right. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock.
And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
And that score in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears. They get it done. How about that score?
Finishes like this is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. So some drama down at the very end of this ball game, Charles, on that final kickoff. They were open to break free, some sort of miracle play, but they couldn't do it.
They had a chance, and that was their only opportunity.
Like the way it sounds, Frody? Yeah. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe. It's too hot, drop the top off the wagon. Lay back, fire like dragon. Man, I'm flying past Saturn. Out of here like I ain't that savage. Two. It's like I'm at the studio with Michael. You can hear me dancing on the beat. Bam, about to put a mansion on the beach. 100 Latins in your lobby. That's what happens when you're around with body. And I put that with my mommy. I will never give my heart to a I can just make a dance that goes with this song. Then I'ma be on. Basic, gon' dance to it. Basic, everywhere, gon' dance to it. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute. White Range Rover, in it. Let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. White Range Rover, all in it. You gotta, baby, shake that, shake that, shake that. You gotta, baby, shake that, shake that. Shake. I got 2 shows, I'm about to pitch another. Throwing alley-oops to my brothers. We all shine, nobody victims. I'm on these sweatsuits.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and
from a city that's played host to 10 Super Super Bowls. Here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Today, we've got an NFC South matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. That one goes for 24 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle.
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. And for how much Cam handles the football, he really doesn't fumble a whole lot, but coughed it up there.
And I know that a lot of people seeing that play, they immediately go back to the Super Bowl against Denver and Von Miller knocking it free from Cam. But I think you're exactly right. One of the underrated aspects of his game, he's fundamentally sound when he carries the football. Whether he's in the pocket or actually running it, he usually does a great job of taking care of it.
He'll have to shake that one off.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And after the good gain last... play. This time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, add that play to his resume reel, because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Breeze to throw on second down. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one, because
the Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. So Breeze is going to stay out there. And they're going to go for this on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Panthers will get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Stewart. Finding room inside the 40. 20. 10. Touchdown, Carolina. Jonathan Stewart, 55 yards. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, what a move. Another drive coming up for the New Orleans Saints offense. And earlier we discussed the game that Drew Brees had in that come-from-behind win. But they're still running the ball effectively with that two-headed monster, aren't they?
Yeah, Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, they combined for 271 total yards, 2 touchdowns. How about Kamara's big touchdown catch, bobbled, and then they had to go for 2 to tie the game. Otherwise, we don't get to overtime. Really nice play call by the head coach, Sean Payton. That fake one way, flip it to the backside, and Kamara outran everyone to the pylon.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is down deep into Carolina territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 47 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Brees. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there from 10 yards out. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Coming into the year, Brees, 465 touchdown passes, add another one to the total.
You know, it's funny, I just talked with his college head coach, and he told me that when Drew was a sophomore at Purdue, they weren't sure he was truly the starter, even though he started the opening game, and he made a play early in that one. But the coach got on the headset and told the rest of the staff, well, fellas, we found our quarterback. Now we got to make sure we find the rest of our team.
Brees hasn't looked back since. And the Panthers coming out now. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it 2nd down. That's a matchup maybe they go back to their outer third of the field as this game continues.
Yeah, I think back to my high school coach, John Ford. He used to say when we got big plays early in a game or good plays, he'd always say, foul it away, lad, foul it away, because he'd want to come back to it later in a key situation. They may come back to this one a little more often than that.
Did he say laddie or did he say lad?
Yeah, it just depended on what he was feeling at the moment.
Okay, I thought that was the guy you told me about. He used to say laddie a lot.
Laddie, when you heard laddie, he was usually in a pretty good mood. Lad, 2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense, because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Touchdown, Carolina! Jonathan Stewart with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Panthers have taken the lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Now the rookie out of Tennessee. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little...
On 2nd down, Kamara. Oh, nice move. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game. But when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. K1 short. Able to drop him for a loss of 12. And it'll be 4th down. They do go for it. It's Breeze. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40-yard line. They get 25 yards out of that one. And that leads to a New Orleans 1st down.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a 1st down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say you punt the football there.
So we're changing.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mario Addison in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. He'll air it out deep. He's got him in. Complete. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 21. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They go back to Stewart on 1st. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On 2nd down, they run with Stewart. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the broken tackle. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that. And that really chips away at your confidence.
And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
And while it's highly unusual for NFL teams to think about using their quarterback on key third-down runs, none of those teams, save one, has Cam Newton. He's unique, one of the biggest quarterbacks you'll ever see. Give him the ball, let him pick it up.
11 more on that one and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now Stewart. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of...
And Stewart lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. The 20. 10. 5. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
We'll be singing in the shower post-game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
They'll start the drive with a run by Stewart. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. A reminder with halftime approaching, when we get there, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Larry Ridley will have first-half highlights and analysis.
And I hope he's iced down his throat because he's got a lot to get through because we've had no shortage of points scored in the first half.
It has been a fun track meet. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Newton. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Here's Brees. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Throwing on first down is Brees. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The Saints put up 29 points a game last year, second only to the Falcons. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base. And
after review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
On second down, here's Breeze. Now they go screen. It's complete. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints add on to their lead. And he knocks it through. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They go play action here on first down. Funches with a catch over the middle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Newton on first down. And some room to work. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On second down, here's Newton. He hits Stewart in the flat. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with it. Sorry, Larry, your hard work appreciated by so many men and women, but not today as we get back to the action in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. All the yards, completions, just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too small to be an effective quarterback in the NFL?
And how'd that work out?
Yeah, well, his footwork, I think, really sets him up.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Charles Johnson. He's the one who finally gets him down for what will wind up being a loss of 16 yards.
Look, Carolina had a number of issues last year, and that's why they slumped to 6-10 after a Super Bowl appearance. The pass rush wasn't a problem for them. They still got to the quarterback.
47 total sacks. That was just one behind Arizona, who led the league.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue for them, young corners that gave up a lot of big plays.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After first and second down went backwards, it's third and very long. Breeze now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Thomas. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A heck of a play there on third down, but amazingly, they're still short for fourth. So here we go on fourth down with Breeze. He's going to rifle. This is caught inside the 15. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up first and goal.
Well, we know that someone has absolutely no fear. Fourth down, they throw it downfield. That ball was competed for by both the defender and the guy catching it, and he comes down with it. Now they got first and goal. What a big time.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, being on second half no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever they are.
Now Newton. And he lost the football. Escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because they're advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
They keep it on the ground again to Stewart. And he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. The other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Russell Shepard, 28 yards. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now Now we'll see what Michael Thomas and the rest of the offense has in store here. And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. You never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
Again, it's Kamara. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. K1 Short in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And now running right through him. And he'll be knocked down sideways near the 34-yard line. 25 yards to pick up there and also a first down. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the fourth. Fresh set of downs here. They run it again with Kamara. And he's got some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Saints add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those two TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the numbers. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. This is Shepard on the catch. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20. A big play there for the Panthers. 53 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys made that play possible.
His throw incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
When we talk with people about what we think the most important quality for an NFL quarterback to possess, what do people usually say?
Arm strength. He showed the arm strength there.
Yeah, pretty good bullet pass he threw, but he wasn't accurate, was he?
No.
Listen, you like mobility, but accuracy, first and foremost, is what a quarterback needs. He didn't possess it on that play.
They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
From the gun on 3rd down. Newton. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is the more...
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Jonathan Stewart, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns. Oh, this is blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Yeah, because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. Before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, there's really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, they spend a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys trying to kick it.
And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the first down. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. A give. This is Kamara. And some space here. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard, right near the 39. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or 2 if you have to. Just go down, in bounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in his zone, running with Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. On the ground, Kamara. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game. And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the 4th.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Newton. And his throw is incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. A dump off here to Stewart. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Out of the gun, Newton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we can spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. And they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Saints. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
We've been together a little while now, partner. How often do we actually describe tight ends as nifty? Because that's what I think of when I see Greg Olsen on the field. His ability to run routes, create space and separation, and make those catches downfield.
Yeah, sure consistent. The numbers the last couple of years almost identical and both over 1,000-yard seasons.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
2nd and 10, Newton again. And Olsen over the middle. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Throwing on third down, Newton. Caught left side by Funchess. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 30. He got 29 yards that time.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Throwing is Newton. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And this is picked up by the Saints. And I don't know that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. On the ground, this is Kamara. Showed that brute strength, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he is knocked down from the side. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. And we're hitting the end of this one, and it looks to probably be the final play. Breeze is looking to throw. He'll let it fly in the direction again. A swing pass caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. He's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone. This guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes, carving them up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you still think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.
She